if you are unable to work, do you think you qualify for Social Security disability benefits? Well, attorney Kenneth Hiller is back with information on who is eligible for Social Security disability benefits and maybe some of the myths that you've heard that might make you think that you're not. So good morning, nice to have you back.
Good to be back.
Oh, Kenneth, listen, who is eligible for Social Security disability benefits?
Well, the basic rule is you have to be unable to hold a full-time job. And so if you're unable to hold a full-time job, you're eligible. If you can work full-time, you're not.
Okay, but it doesn't mean that necessarily you're able to qualify for this if you can't do your previous job.
Right, yeah. I have a lot of people come in, like I'll have a welder come in and say, I can't do my welding job anymore. Well, if you could do lighter work, you may not be eligible. It depends. It's very complicated. It's easier if you're over age 50.
Right.
Because they're not going to make you do a desk job necessarily if you've never done that before.
Okay, we're going to put up some information. I'm going to be looking for your mic. Here it is, so just make sure we can hear you perfectly. There we go.
Right.
All right, so again, it's not necessarily the job that you left that you can't do anymore. It's that you can't work full-time, period.
Right. Yes, yes. And a lot of people think, well, there's a myth out there that I have to be out of work for a year, because there is a requirement that the disability has to last a year. But you don't have to wait a year. That's what people misunderstand. If you have a disability and it's expected to last a year or more, you can apply now. And it takes so long, you need to apply now.
Right. And you really don't want to apply alone. You don't really want to do this alone. You could end up wasting a lot of valuable time.
Yes. Sometimes it takes years to get the benefits. If you're lucky, you could win an application, and that can be about 3 or 4 months. But most people lose that application and have to wait a long time to get a hearing before a judge.
And then what happens is that they might get turned down that first time, but you shouldn't give up at that point. Right.
You know, even at the hearing level, about 50% of people lose before a judge, and you need to have an attorney who will appeal your case. That's sort of like how it goes nowadays. You appeal, and you get another hearing, and then oftentimes you're successful the second time around.
You don't want to hear. The problem is, if you are trying to do this by yourself, you have to have your T's crossed and your I's dotted to continually get closer to getting that hearing. If there's anything that's wrong or did not get filed, you start from square one, and that's why having someone new on board is really, really giving people a leg up.
Right, and you need to get statements from your doctors, and there's very specific things that we need your doctor to say. Doctors are not lawyers. They don't often say exactly how we need them to say it, so we work with the doctors to get the statements we need to win it, to hopefully win a case.
Do you ever tell anybody what the time period is going to be for them that's average for something like this before they can finally start to depend on collecting?
Yes, I mean, and I always feel bad when I have to tell them, but as I said, 3 or 4 months to get a decision on an application. That 2/3 get denied. Then you appeal, and it takes over 2 years to get a hearing. It takes over 2 years, and then it can be a few months after that before you get a decision, and then you get paid. So it's a long, long haul.
Kenneth, this seems like a part of the law that can be very frustrating. What keeps you motivated to keep working for clients?
There's nothing that gives me greater pleasure than to help somebody who is disabled, has a medical problem that prevents them from working, to get them some money that can help them.
Yeah.
My favorite time is when we come out of a hearing and we've won, and I've helped that person.
Well, listen, folks, what we're trying to tell you is to don't go it alone. If you believe that you qualify for Social Security disability benefits, your next call should be to the law offices of Kenneth Hiller. Let Kenneth and his staff work for you, not waste a lot of time, and hopefully get to that point where you're getting what's due you. Please give them a call toll-free at 1-877-236-7366 and log on to kennethhiller.com and learn more about these law offices that are here to help you.